mga kapatid, ngayong araw ng Martes, we have a special episode on wellness and self-improvement. Narinig nyo na ba ang peptide therapy? Kung gusto mo itong subukan pero meron kang mga katanungan, ikwento mo yan sa amin dito sa Perfect Mornings. At sabay-sabay nating alamin ang science behind it. Mapapanood niyo po kami Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga. Ako po si Cheryl Cosim. Live kami sa 1PH. Sa Signal po yan at sa Satellite both. Channel 1 po yan. At pwede rin kayong mag-download at tumutok sa Signal Play app. At syempre, present din po kami sa Facebook at YouTube ng 1PH at sa Cheryl Cosim FB page. Mga kapatid, malamang narinig nyo na po itong mga terminong Ozempic, semaglutide, tirzepatide, diba? GLP-1 at mga weight loss injectables na usong-uso ngayon. Nalilito na rin ho ba kayo? Ako manghang-mangha ako dito sa mga coworkers ko po na sila pa yung nag-e-explain sa akin. Mami, kasi tawag nila sa akin dito minsan, Mi, eto GLP-1, ito ganito yan. Ang semaglutide, ganito niya. Hanggang nalilito na ako. Tapos, may mga peptides yan. Teka nga, sabi ko. Kasi marami nga ang nai-interest po dito. And it's best na mayroon po tayong sapat na kaalaman. Sa social media, halos araw-araw may nagpapatotoo kung paano sila pumayat, di ba? Paano sila lumakas at paano rin mas gumanda yung kanilang pakiramdam. Pero teka lang ha, hindi po dahil trending, safe na agad. Marami rin po kasi ang nabibiktima ng fake products, self-medication, at basta-bastang pag-order online nang walang gabay ng doktor. So meron po akong mga kakilala, may bibigay sila, dito mag-order ka. Sabi ko, have you ever talked to the doctor na doon kung saan kayo nag-order? O ano lang yan, Viber or message lang. Pare-pareho din naman yan eh. Pero diba, iba pag mayroong doktor, eksperto na humaharap sa'yo. Kasi, ibig sabihin, maayos naman yung produktong ibinibigay po sa inyo. Pero kung nakita mo lang online, nag-order ka without even any consultation, magduda na rin po tayo. 'Di ba? Kasi ipapasok mo yan sa iyong katawan. Kaya ngayong umaga, pag-usapan natin ang science behind peptide therapy. Ano nga ba ang peptides? Paano ito nakakatulong sa weight loss, recovery, anti-aging, at mismong brain function din? Aba, at syempre, alin ang facts at alin ang hype lang? Para sagutin yan, kasama po natin this morning si Dr. Dino Reyes ng Synergy PH. Perfect mornings, Doc Dino.
Morning.
Matagal ko na silang ini-stock. Ayan, ang Synergy PH, mga kapatid. Kasi very interesting at malaking factor. Ang galing ng explanation naman kasi ni Denise Laurel, 'di ba? Pero mahalaga nga, sabi ko, ay mas mabuti that we invite you because I'm sure kahit ikaw, Doc, napansin mo na talagang everyone, most of the people that you talk to ay talagang non-stop ang tanong nila sa'yo. Diba? Kulang ang isang oras maybe sa consultation. Yung interest talaga ng tao ay andoon. So, Doc, ano ba talaga ang peptides?
Okay. So, the best way na na-explain ko to sa mga patients ko or the people that talk and ask me about it is peptides are like the chemical messengers between your cells. So, if ever you wondered paano ba nakakapagsalita yung mga cell mo sa isa't isa, it's through these chemical messengers na peptides. So, yeah, peptides are small chains sila ng amino acids, around like less than 50 amino acids long, and they have enough information to activate biological processes in your body. Medyo para silang may isang receptor, tas peptide, para siyang susi at lock. And then when they connect, pag nag-match yung shape nila, mag-activate yun ng mga biochemical processes in your body. Peptides already exist in your body. So yung mga nabanggit natin, yung mga GLP-1, yung mga other famous peptides like BPC-157, GHKCU, those already exist in your body. And as you age, you get less of them. So ang peptide therapy kind of surrounds or involves giving back that signaling ability in your body para yung katawan mo nagagawa niya ulit yung nakalimutan niya nang gawin kasi nag-age ka nga.
Okay. Kasi sumikat yung napansin ng peptide dahil sa pagpapapayat.
Yes.
Pero hindi lang pala yun.
Hindi lang.
Ang hindi lang yun ang purpose or role niya.
Yeah.
Maraming pwede. Sa halos lahat ng pangangailangan ng katawan, ganun ba yun?
Yes, so sa tool belt namin, there are probably almost like close to 100 different peptides and each one does a very specific thing. So, kunyari, yung tinatawag nilang skin and hair peptide, GHKCU, ang unang lumalabas dyan, ang mga peptides na improve ng muscle growth. You go to your growth hormone secretagogues like CJC, ipamorelin. Pag healing and recovery, BPC, 157. Pag sa brain, you have your CMAX, CLAX. So, madami talaga siya and that's what makes a pretty proficient peptide specialist like me. Kailangan alam mo lahat yan. Kailangan alam mo paano sila gumagana, ano yung mga chemical process na umaandar sa katawan para you can match to your patient what's the best choice. Pero yun nga, yung peptide movement was really pushed by these GLP-1 peptides, yung mga weight loss peptides. Kasi, syempre, weight loss is very, very important. Weight, not just for yung looks and aesthetics, but a lot of yung mga diseases, lifestyle diseases that the normal Filipino or the normal person goes through is connected to their weight. And one of the best ways to keep yourself healthy, to live long, is to maintain a good weight. So, dun namin medyo na-realize na, okay, people are willing to inject themselves pala to get good results. And you just can't deny the results and how effective it is. So, doon ang starting point talaga. That's why I've been in peptide therapy for about like 2 years. My first training was in 2024. Pero it was only in late 2025 na nag-boom talaga siya in the Philippines, no? Siguro ang gusto ko rin sabihin sa mga tao is peptide therapy is relatively new kumpara sa conventional medicine, relatively bago siya. Pero it's not like within just a few years. Yung mga mentors ko from the US and other countries have been doing this kind of medicine for 20 plus years. Sa mga ibang bansa, medyo mas bago lang nga siya siguro sa Philippines. Pero there's a long history of peptides already existing in the medical field.
Why the interest? Ayan, yun lang po natin. Kasi sabi ko, kasi kanina, during the opening, di ba mga kapatid, ang babala po natin ay, you just don't order online without even knowing kung sino yung pinagkukunan nyo. So, mahalaga, may humaharap sa inyong doktor. Kaya, sige, bigyan namin kayo ng background. Kailan ka, Doc, nagsimula? Why the interest on peptides? Though, nasa ka na anti-aging, ando na yung expertise ni Doc Dino sa mga 50-hing katulad ko, menopausal women,
So, yung previous work ko, I was already in kind of the longevity space, adjacent to it. Kasi I work a lot with hormones. So, testosterone replacement pang lalaki, bioidentical hormone replacement pang babae, pang mga perimenopausal or menopausal women, or even younger women with hormonal imbalance. So, yung mga hormones kasi na yun aren't just for sex or ganon. They are intricately linked to every aspect of a person's life. That's why important siya sa mga nagdi-deplete na. So I was handling mostly men, mga older gentlemen, and I had this set of foreign patients na tinitreat ko sila for testosterone, tapos they talked to me and they said, "Doc, have you heard about peptides?" And then nung una sabi ko, yun? Hindi pa yun famous or hindi ko pa yun kilala. And then when they were talking to me about how interesting it is, medyo na-pick nga yung curiosity ko, and then I started studying for myself. And then medyo napunta na rin ako dun sa black hole of peptides, learning about it and ganon. And then that led to me deciding like maybe we should start studying this. So you get certifications, no? You get training from different bodies abroad like International Peptide Society, American Society for Anti-Aging, ISCA. So kukumpletuhin mo lang 'yon para you get very very proficient in peptide therapy. And at Synergy, our CEO si Slavi was one of my testosterone replacement therapy patients. And then when he talked to me about peptides, medyo alam na ako. So that was around December 2023, and by March 2024, nag-decide na kami mag-open ng Synergy, which is the first peptide company here in the Philippines. Yes. And on time na yun, wala pang may alam. So,
Yes.
I always say na to enter into regenerative medicine, which is an emerging field talaga, it's all very new. You need bold doctors and even bolder patients. You need patients who understand na this is new, this is pinag-aaralan pa siya, but they want to give it a try to better their lives. So very crucial din sa growth namin I see Denise Laurel. So love Denise so much. Ayan, because she really took a chance with us. Denise initially started, she said na she was on a long hiatus from show business. And then when she got back, she had to lose some weight. She had to get yung youthful glow back niya because we had a timeline before she would go back. So sabi ko, if trust mo ako and you wanna give this a try, let's make it happen. And now she looks amazing.
I know.
Age backwards talaga siya.
Correct.
So sobrang proud ako dyan.
She really glows.
Yeah.
Grabe, parang ano ba tong batang to? Hindi nag-age, 'di ba? Ang ganda-ganda ng balat, and then yung energy din niya, hindi lang weight loss.
Yeah.
Yun yung maganda mga kapatid with peptides. But then again, ang sinasabi nga ni Doc Dino, yung para sa akin, hindi para kay Doc Dino. Yung para kay Doc Dino, hindi pwede sa ibang tao. So iba-iba yan.
Yes.
So so it's customized.
Exactly. Personalized.
Ngayon doon, personalized. And doon ako natatakot na, people just order online.
Yeah. So that's a very, that's an unfortunate reality. But it comes with everything and not just peptides. Whenever there is something successful and useful and people want access to it, palaging makakahanap ka ng alternative cheap option. And you get what you pay for. If it's cheaper, then you run higher risks na may problema. So, peptide therapy and regenerative medicine, like the future of medicine, what we're learning is that everybody has unique bodies and responds to medications in their own unique way. So, yung idea na may mga decahon na protocol na you just give to everybody, medyo yun hindi ganun talaga ang nakikita namin sa practice.
Okay.
So even on the weight loss medications, meron akong of course protocols na unang ginamit na galing sa US. Pero here in the Philippines, what I've found is that Asians in general are more sensitive to the GLP-1s. So you don't even need high doses. Kasi yung sa protocol sa US, parang every 4 weeks, mag-i-increase ka ng dose. Very, very difficult for Asians to do that.
So, Doc Dino, gaano ka-importante ang check-up or consultation before trying any of the peptides?
Super important kasi yun nga it's how we tailor fit the medications for you. So dun sa practice namin, ang una kong linya usually sa mga pasyente ko is let me get to know you better para I can help you better. And doon tinatanong ko sila mga questions parang how does your everyday usually go? Ano ba yung diet mo? How often do you work out? Ganon. Do you eat a lot of sweets or are you careful with your diet? All of those things kasi you put together and then you also ask for some laboratory work. Very important yung laboratory work. So you can customize nga yung peptide protocol of yung patient mo. Peptides aren't magic. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa mga pasyente. Kung hindi maganda yung baseline mo, kung hindi maganda yung the environment around using peptides, magsasayang ka lang ng money. They're not gonna work well if
So it's not for everyone? Are you saying it's not for everyone? Or mahalaga yung laboratory test if you think na kailangan? Kasi titignan mo doon, teka, tignan muna natin. I don't want you to be wasting money and
Yeah.
it's not gonna work naman.
Yeah. Oo. So for example, there are some peptides that you are not allowed to give. As in, dangerous sila. So for example, for the weight loss peptides, so GLP-1s, specifically prohibited sila sa mga people who are have thyroid cancer, specifically medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia. Pag ganon, bawal mo bigay because on animal studies, they were able to find na nag-o-overexpress siya ng two types of cancer na yon. So for example, bumili ka ng peptide from like the black market, ng GLP-1s, not knowing that you have the propensity for those cancers, you end up giving yourself that cancer, diba? May mga ibang peptides rin. Cancer is generally one of the most important contraindications for peptides. May mga ibang peptides na bawal ka talaga bigay because of, they don't cause cancer, but they can amplify an existing cancer. So kung wala kang checkup, baka meron, and then you'll create a different problem. May mga ibang peptides na bawal ihalo sa mga ibang gamot. May isa kaming product tawag methylene blue that is very powerful for cognitive functions, but you cannot mix it with antidepressant because it will create a problem like a emergency, deadly emergency called serotonin syndrome. So yun, people don't really know all of these things unless sobrang nerd mo or pinag-aralan mo talaga siya. So there's very real risks if you go into this blindly or if you're not guided by a medical professional.
Mga kapatid, wag lang kayo turok ng mga sinasabi nag-work doon sa friend mo. Ay, gusto ko ita. Parang nakita mo, glowing yung kaibigan mo, nag-lose ng weight, or may iba pang sinubukan. Tapos sinubukan mo rin without even consulting an expert. So, sabi nga ni Doc, hindi mo alam na baka ikaw pa ang magdala ng danger sa health mo, sa overall health mo, ikaw pa mismo. Imbes na maging safe ka. So, paano natin masisiguro, Doc Dino, sa ating viewers na safe at legit yung iniinom or ini-inject? May certification ba? FDA approval? Maraming nagsasabi niyan. I'm sure you've dealt with that.
Gotcha. So, yung una in terms of the safety, not all peptides are created equal. So, sobrang, as everybody can see, sobrang madali lang makakuha ng peptides online. But you have to understand na ngayon sa mundo natin, anybody can slap a nice label on a vial. So, unless alam mo kung saan nanggaling yung peptide mo at alam mo anong proseso siya nagawa, you really can't be sure. You can't just base it on how it looks, no? Meron rin dalawang klase of peptides that's generally churned out from the raw material factories. Meron ka ng for human grade use and for research use. So yung for research use, pang lang yan, pang mga animals, pang mga laboratories, and hindi siya dumadaan dun sa mga rigorous process to make sure that they're safe. So usually, baka may contaminations yan ng heavy metals, endotoxins, mga lipopolysaccharides, mga ganon, which will also cause problems to you later down. Literally, yung ginagawa mo is mag-inject ka ng peptides para maging healthy ka, pero kung meron siya ng mga harmful materials na yon, you're basically injecting poison. Yung mga human-grade peptides naman, kailangan they have certifications of analysis. Ganon. Meron silang appropriate na papeles na nagsasabi na this is pure, this is potent, wala siyang kahalo, this is for human-grade use. So, yun yung mga usually nahanap ng mga tao. Pero, is it still in the not FDA approved? Yes. Transparency, a lot of these peptides are not FDA approved.
Kahit saan ka pumuntang bansa.
Depende sa mga bansa, but mostly yes. But it does not necessarily mean that they're bad, no? Science always moves faster than regulation. So may mga access talaga yung mga people even if they're not FDA approved. But there are a lot of things out there that aren't FDA approved that most Filipinos probably put into their bodies already. So for example, ang mga glutathione IV drips, a lot of the things like that are not FDA approved but we are doing the IVs pa rin, diba? So the way we get around that, at least in Synergy, and this puts extra cost to our customers, pero at least we make sure they're safe. So we are sourcing our peptides from FDA-certified compounding pharmacies. So they are FDA drugstores with the added activities of compounding of non-sterile and sterile products. So nasa overview pa rin sila ng FDA. May oversight pa rin ng FDA. May mga papeles yon. And it only works on a patient-to-prescription basis. So consultation, and then pagkatapos ng consultation, gagawa kami ng prescription specifically for that patient at saka lang namin siya ipapagawa sa compounding pharmacy. At doon meron ng accountability, meron transparency, and so far that's the most regulatory compliant way na kaya namin magbigay ng peptides sa mga Pilipino.
That's why. You know, I got so interested with Synergy. So, nagkaroon kami ng online consultation ni Dr. Dino. So, yun, tinanong niya sa akin lahat. Sinabi ko na ganito yung schedule ko nga. Menopause na ako. Sabi niya, nag-exercise ka. Hindi po. Doc, nawawalan na ako ng muscles. Yung mga concern ko. Sinabi ko, and other personal concerns. Ayan, sinabi ko lahat kay Doc. So, nung after nung consultation namin, I thought the following day, I'd be able to get the meds. Hindi. It took like several days, a week.
Mga usually 3-4 days.
4 or 5 days. Oo. Kaya, so now I got my supply. Kasi sabi ko kay Pao, dali na lang dito. Pero, yun pala yun. Hindi lang yung parang, okay, kinuha mo nyo sa estante nyo, eto, sige, bigay natin kay Cheryl, or bigay natin kay Power, bigay natin kay Lance. Hindi pala ganun yun.
Hindi siya. Oo. And I get it, like some of our patients are frustrated na hindi siya instant or or parang hindi siya nga mabibigay agad. And we just have to explain that as much as we want to be able to give you your peptides right away, this is the best, safest way na kaya namin siya i-provide para sa'yo. We can easily like get it kasi from like black market or ganon, and then parang nasa shelf na yun, bibigay na lang namin sa pasyente. Pero that will make it difficult for me to sleep at night. Wala akong enough trust and accountability for my patients if something goes wrong. So ito, we apologize for the delays, we apologize for the additional extra costs, but at least alam namin na safe to para sa inyo.
Okay, masabi ko nga mga kapatid, maraming klase ng peptides. Unahin nga natin itong weight loss. Ayan. May pagkakaiba ba itong Ozempic, Tirze, pag tinawag na Tirzepatide, semaglutide, etc.
Sige, so ano yan well, if you don't mind me going a little bit nerdy. So, ang unang generation yan is yung semaglutide, yung Ozempic, which really started the movement, no? It is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. So, GLP-1 is a naturally occurring hormone in your body. It really does help with your metabolism. So, to simplify it, yung mga main powerful effects ng semaglutide is it adjusts it activates your satiety center, yung part ng brain mo in charge of making you feel full. That's why if you're using this weight loss medication, parang busog ka most of the time, or mabilis ka mabusog. It also has effects on your cravings. So it either eliminates your cravings or makes it easy to ignore, or kung hindi mo siya ma-ignore, easy to satisfy. And then it also has effects on your GI tract, on your insulin resistance, on your pancreas. So overall, na-activate niya, there are hundreds of different receptors in your body. Yung mga side effects niya usually is mga GI symptoms, bloatedness, GERD, flatulence, diarrhea, constipation, pero dose-adjusted naman. So yun yung una. Yung next generation, yung tirzepatide, dalawa na yung receptors nila, your GLP-1 and your GIP. The GIP more or less does the exact same thing as the GLP-1 does, pero it also has the added benefits of binabawasan nga yung bad side effects ng GLP-1, so people can tend to tolerate higher doses and ganon. To give numbers, yung semaglutide, it's about on average of 15% weight loss in like mga 60 plus weeks. Ang tirzepatide naman, it is an 18 to 22% weight loss on average in about 70 plus weeks. So bigger weight loss siya. And then yung newest kid on the block, yung tinatawag nilang retatrutide, that's not yet FDA approved, but there are a lot of medical practitioners already providing it. pinaka-powerful siya. There's another receptor called the glucagon receptor which helps with activating the visceral fat talaga. So it helps you lose even more weight. And kakatapos lang ng phase 3 trials niya, I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna be FDA approved by like the end of this year or early next year. Ang weight loss niya is about 25% weight loss in 48 weeks. So, bigger amount of weight loss, less amount of time. So, siya na yung pinaka-powerful next one on the block, no? So, yeah. Ganon, yun yung mga natin, GLP-1s. And I'm sure in the future, there are gonna be even more. They're already talking about newer versions of the GLP-1s that are even more powerful and have like added benefits like preserving muscle mass, mga ganon. So, constantly aral lang din yan and keeping yourself up to date.
Okay. At ay kagaya niyan, it's important na may nakakausap kayong doktor kasi may mga nakikilala ko, 1 taon, 2 taon, or parang bahagi na hanggang kailan, gaano katagal ba pwede mag-inject? At pagdating dito sa weight loss.
So with the weight loss medications, we usually have we set goals with our with our clients. Parang ano ba yung ideal weight mo? We compute it and all of those things, and that is our intended goal. And kung na-achieve na natin yon, we can start tapering off the medications. We can start taking them off. Syempre, iba't iba yung tao, and around December also, the WHO kind of released a statement that they identified that obesity is a chronic illness, and if some people need to rely on the GLP-1 medications for a longer time, then that's actually fine. So it's a case-to-case basis that a person needs to be able to discuss with their doctor talaga.
Na pwede na rin in the long run, kagaya nga yung sobrang obesity na it's a chronic disease na just like, or parang parang diabetes o hypertension na may maintenance na.
Yes.
It's still, you could, it's still safe.
Yung mga studies naman nito sa mga GLP-1s, matatagal na rin sila and like they've been going past like 3 years, 8 years, ganon. And they're seeing that it's generally tolerated well. Of course, kailangan, ang main goal talaga niya is to be able to initiate a lifestyle change. People who rely on the medications too much, very, yung rebound.
May mga ganyan ka bang mga patient, mga pasaway? Okay, kasi ayan, meron na, alam nilang may tuturok sila, pero hindi naman parang hindi naman minomodify din yung kanilang, like when it comes to diet and food. Parang may mga ganun ba na mas matigas pa yung ulo na, kasi may tuturok, so inisip na, I can just eat anything. So,
I try to front load that information sa mga patients ko talaga. And this is the next analogy that I use. I tell them na if you treat these medications like a crutch and you rely on them 100% and you never learned how to walk yourself, pag tinanggal ko na yung medications mo, hindi ka natuto how to walk. So, you will just go back to your old habits, you will gain the weight, and since sobrang reliant ka sa medications, you will gain the weight faster, you will gain the weight more kasi parang sobrang dun ka na lang nga nakasandal. So, it's true. Rebound hunger and rebound weight gain are very well documented in the GLP-1 studies, especially for people who do not initiate a lifestyle change. Pero, if you treat the medications like training wheels sa bike, ganon, the intention for them is to jumpstart you on your wellness journey, to have a better relationship with food, to get some activity in your life. It doesn't have to be hardcore gym, but it has to be anything that gets your body moving, walking, swimming, dancing, anything at all. You can keep the weight off. The secret to keeping the weight off is building lean body mass. So yan, we try to really front load our that information sa mga pasyente namin para alam nila what they're getting into. Definitely, may mga patients who have a little bit harder time because of busy schedules and a lot of things like that. Pero you really have to work with them and find something that is sustainable.
Kaya galaw-galaw din, mga kapatid. Hindi pwedeng, yun lang, doon ka lang magre-rely, at sisisihin mo pag hindi umepekto sa'yo. Pero may mga pagkakataon bang hindi umiepekto?
So, meron initially ang sinasabi nilang poor responders to GLP-1s, but very, very small population. What we're learning is kung tumitigil na yung effectivity ng mga GLP-1 sa'yo, there's usually something going on in your body. So, for example, my mom, I put my mom on these medications and it's my mom's birthday. Happy
Happy
Mom.
birthday, tita! Nakitita eh. Happy birthday po sa inyo.
So, yung mom ko, I put her on tirzepatide initially and nag-plateau talaga siya, nag-stop. And it turns out na we also had to fix her hormones. So, kasi parang even nagbibigay ako ng GLP-1 sa kanya, parang nagsasagawan ka against the current ng ilog. So, when you find the other aspects that contribute to the weight loss, such as inflammation, poor sleep, hormones, stuff like that, at naayos mo rin yun, you start to get people moving again. Or there's another peptide that we're using very, very often now. It's called MOTC. Yung job naman ng MOTC is to fix the metabolic flexibility or how your body uses energy para hindi lahat sinustore mo lang as fat. Mas ginagamit mo siya as energy and ganon. So very, very good pair yan with the GLP-1.
Mga kapatid, interesting po ang ating pinag-uusapan. Simula pa lamang yan.
Sobrang daming letters, sorry.
Kalahati na po yung ating programa. Pero sa ating pagbabalik, ayan, pag-usapan din natin, paano naman nakakatulong ang peptide therapy for anti-aging. Huwag kayong bibitaw, magbabalik ang Perfect Mornings. At kami po ay nagbabalik dito sa Perfect Mornings. Kasama pa rin po natin Dr. Dino Reyes ng Synergy PH. Okay, kanina pag-usapan na natin yung GLP-1, yung weight loss. Doc, pagdating naman sa anti-aging, ayan, ang dami ko kasing concern din. And I'm sure marami po kayong nakaka-relate, tayong mga 40, 50. Ayan, and hindi lang pala siya para sa atin. Even, how old is your mom? 50?
No, it's like 64.
Oh, yeah. So, pwede siya sa mga 60s. My mom, ito, sinisimulan ko na rin i-consult. Nasa 75 na si mom at may mga pain na rin. Mamaya, I'll touch on that kung meron din bang ganoon. Pero ito, anti-aging.
Yeah.
Ayan. And kadalasan ang sumusubok nito, mga kababaihan. No, it's for everybody. Pwede po sa lahat.
Yeah.
Ito. Okay, let's go to anti-aging. May katumbas din bang peptide sa anti-aging?
Siyempre. So, madami, no? And it's because when you talk about anti-aging, you also talk about many things. Ano ba ibig sabihin yan? Is it like your skin? Is it yung energy levels mo? Is it yung internal organs mo? Is it yung joints and bones. So, madami talaga. Isa sa mga pinaka-popular at pinaka-well-studied dyan ay isang peptide called epitalon. And the way that it works is, it fixes this specific part of yung DNA mo called your telomeres. So, imagine mo yung DNA mo ay parang, sintas na, shoelace. Di ba yung shoelace natin, meron siya sa dulo, parang yung plastic na
Yes.
So, ano ba yung job ng plastic na yon? It's para hindi matastas yung shoelace mo. So, it's the exact same thing in your DNA. There's this thing at the end called a telomere. And as your DNA reproduces and replicates, unting nababawas-bawasan yung telomere na yon, and through to inflammation and stuff like that. So, pag naubos na yung telomere na yon, pwede nang matastas yung DNA mo. So, what do we want to be able to give to you? It is a specific peptide called epitalon, which protects and elongates that telomere. So, nakikita talaga namin yon even with telomere length tests, that it can preserve and elongate yet. So, hindi siya parang yung mga GLP-1 na sobrang dramatic yung effect sa'yo. You won't really be able to feel it, but you will see it in your labs. You will see it in 5 years or 10 years kung yung mga friends mo ay ang dami ng mga pulang lumalabas sa labs nila, pero ikaw chill pa rin yung labs mo. So, that's one of our pinaka-powerful anti-aging peptide on our tool belt. For skin health naman, or skin and hair, ang pinaka-powerful dyan or ang pinaka-popular is called the GHK-Cu or GHK copper. Ito naman, it's a peptide that modulates over 4,000 different genes, all involved with collagen synthesis, elastin synthesis, saka mga extracellular matrix. It also controls inflammation and angiogenesis. So madami siyang effects, madami siyang natatamaan sa body mo to make your skin and your hair look younger. Ganon. So, madami. Growth hormone, secretagogue peptides also are anti-aging. And babalik nga tayo ulit dito dun sa, pag nakausap ko yung pasyente, we need to be able to understand like what is it that you actually need, and then we can create a personalized protocol for you.
So, Doc, doon sa katulad nung isa sa mga concern ko po kasi yung 2 years na akong menopause. So, mararamdaman mo, and 7 taon na akong nag-suffer sa perimenopause ko. Had I known. Doon, I'm 52, maybe around mid-40s, talagang naramdaman ko, and hindi ko naiintindihan yung nangyayari sa sarili ko. Yung mentally, emotionally, and physically. Na akala mo, kasi isipin mo, parang, sa mid-40s pa lang naman ako, iniisip natin, di ba, pag nasa 50s, dun ka lang mo iisipin, magsususpetsa na nasa menopausal stage ka na.
Yeah.
But actually, mine started, mga ganun, 44, 43, mid-40s. Pero na-realize ko na lang na perimenopause pa lang yun. Nung mga nasa late 40s na ako, na itong naglalabasa, nararamdaman ko, yun na pala yung pagbabago.
Yeah.
So, and meron din pala peptides on that, but also perfect doon sa yung bago ka nag-aral ng peptides ay yung hormones.
Tama.
Sa pagbabago.
Yeah.
So, nababalanse mo, napag-aralan mo pareho. So, nakikita mo na-evaluate mo na-assess mo na, Doc, agad kung paano ba natin babalansehin yung nararamdaman mo, nagpagbabago sa katawan mo para masuplayan ng tamang peptides.
Tama.
Ano ba yun?
So, yung experience talaga with perimenopause and menopause, almost everywhere in the world, medyo underserved ang mga women in terms of hormone replacement therapy. There's a long, messy history in the medical field about it kasi
ayaw mag-take. Diba?
kala nila it causes cancer. That was like about, I think, 50-ish years ago or 30-ish years ago. May study na lumabas that it seemed to imply it causes cancer, and it was only late last year that the US FDA actually took out the black box warning that HRT causes cancer. Pero still, there's a lot of fear about it. So, marami pa rin apprehensive. Pati yung mga patients ko, madaming nagsasabi, does it cause cancer? And even when I tell them, hindi na, parang debunked na yon, may fear pa rin. Apart from that, and actually ito ang naging experience ko dun sa mga very important women in my life, like my mom and my titas, who were all going through their perimenopause and menopause already. And I wrote an article about this nung Women's Month na the Filipina woman really tends to put herself last. Sa
Totoo.
pamilya, they always put everybody ahead. So, palagi kung may nararamdaman sila na didiminish lang yun, it's just part of aging, kailangan ko lang siya tiisin, and ganon. Pero the way most Filipinas who go through menopause, ang nadidescribe nila is, para silang nauupos na kandila. Ganon yung parang mga naririnig ko. So there's really a lot of things to fix in the medical community to push more women into using HRT kasi it's really overall beneficial to their health, no? So, yon, one aspect of helping women through menopause is HRT. It really will help a lot. And there are a lot of different peptides that can support that process. So, as you go through menopause also, nadadamage kasi yung mitochondria mo. So, the mitochondria is the part of your cells that are in charge of creating energy to power everything else in your body. So, kung damaged na sila, parang kaya palagi kang tired or wala ka ng enough energy to do the other things it needs to do in your body, like fix your skin or help you create the other hormones or other chemicals that you need. So, like for example, ikaw, since we talked about it, one of the peptides I gave to you is MOTC.
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 Yeah.
So, MOTC is a peptide that I kind of imagine as like this energy controller. So it will go to your mitochondria and will tell your mitochondria you need to burn fuel more efficiently, you need to put more mitochondria here, you need to direct more energy here para mas metabolically flexible yung katawan mo so it can respond to your everyday demands a lot better.
Doon sa mga nagko-consult sa inyo, Doc, the supply that you give is monthly. Monthly or depende?
Depende. Oo. So there are some peptides that I usually put on a 3 to 4 month program and then we have to take a break.
Ayun, nagbe-break.
Yung very important yung break in terms of peptide therapy kasi there is this thing in peptide therapy called receptor tolerance. So kung send ka lang ng signal from the peptide and then yung mga receptors mo parang nabibingi sila. Ganun ko siya na-describe. And ayaw na nila makinig sa'yo. So you need to take a break para the receptors can replenish so they'll start working again. Meron akong mga pasyente na nakukuha na were not aware of receptor tolerance and receptor breaks. So they were using peptides for years na walang tigil and hindi na gumagana yung peptides. So kasi nga nabingi na yung mga receptor nila. So
usually how long yung break?
It also depends on the receptors and it also depends on the peptide. On average, most peptides, mga 1 month, ganon, 1 to 2 months, you'll need to take a break. Pero for example, yung epithalon, very, very powerful. You need to take it for about like 15 to 20 days. And then yung break mo is 6 months. So you only have to take it twice a year. May mga ibang peptides naman na pwede mo sila i-push na 6 months, ganon, 8 months, and then you need to take a break talaga. So depende talaga.
Okay. So maliban doon sa anti-aging, brain function, meron din.
Yes. So may dalawang...
Brain fog. Isa sa mga problema natin. At saka nagdidemensya na, nagsisimula na. It's part of aging.
One of my oldest patients actually is a 90-year-old patient who were helping through dementia. And this is co-managed with her family and her neuro to give it a try. So, isa sa mga pinaka-famous peptides na for cognitive function is called CMAX and CLANC. CMAX is a nasal spray peptide na it's the activating part, so it helps you have focus, helps you have more attention and like be in the zone. Yung kabila naman, CLANC, yung counterpart niya is yung parang calming peptide. It helps you deal with anxiety, helps you fall asleep, helps you with rumination or yung overthinking, no? A lot of people pair these peptides. We call it parang a stack. CMAX in the morning, CLANC at night. It also, there are also some data that shows it, prevents dementia or Alzheimer's. Meron cerebralizin, it's another peptide which is also FDA approved actually for stroke. And ginagamit siya sa mga hospital ngayon, especially for acute strokes. If you can get the cerebrolysin into a patient right away, it will significantly decrease the effects or the damage that stroke can do, no? For yung mga chronic cases, nabibigay pa namin siya, and it's actually has some improvement. Meron pang dihexa, meron pang methylene blue, so madaming ganun, no? So you kind of really need to match it to your patient. Para akong sirang plaka, pero I cannot explain how important it is to match your patient. So yung 90-year-old patient nga namin that had dementia, we weren't able to bring her memories back. Medyo mahirap nung mga ganong advanced stages. Pero her family says that she has been significantly less combative. So yun, and like the family takes that as a win. Na okay na yon, na hindi na nakikipag-away si Lola. We can bring her out, and then we don't have to worry about things like that. That's a giant burden lifted from the family already.
Mga kapatid, break lamang po tayo ng kaunti. Marami pa tayong pwedeng mapag-usapan with Doc Dino Reyes ng Synergy PH. Huwag po kayong bibitaw, magbabalik ang Perfect Mornings. At kami po ay nagbabalik sa Perfect Mornings. Nasa huling bahagi na po kami. We'll have a part 2, part 3 of this because we want you to be informed, mga kapatid. Wag lang yung basta-basta. Okay. Bakit maraming kabataan ngayon ang interesado sa pinapractice nyo, Doc, na yung mga tipong pag-wellness, prevention healthcare, sleep deprivation, di ba? Also, meron ding, hindi ba ito iniisip na parang shortcut culture? Itong turok na lang tayo ng turok.
Siguro, in my experience and sa field ng longevity medicine, nakaabot tayo sa point kasi ng science and medical technology has been able to give people something that they were never able to buy before, which is time. That's why yung mga billionaires have, if you can see yung mga portfolios nila ngayon, a lot of the billionaires in the entire world are really investing into mga biotechnology, medical technology. I recently had advanced stem cell training in Guangzhou, China sa biotech island, and the things that they're doing there are sobrang insane, sobrang high-tech, para akong nasa sci-fi movie. And yun nga, with the access of technology siguro and the access of information, parang everybody here probably has learned so much about peptides, not from me, pero from TikTok, from IG, ganon. So the information is there. And ang hinahabol na siguro ng mga tao ngayon, kasi hindi na siya ang mga material things. Ang hinahabol nila is mga experiences and ganon. And maybe we're learning from the mistakes of our older generations about not really taking care more of our bodies. A lot of younger people have stopped drinking. A lot of younger people have been partying less. Sobrang popular ngayon ang mga high rocks, yung mga experience, yung mga ganun. So the wellness and longevity movement is hitting all generations.
Oo nga, mas less na nga daw yung umiinom. Parang tubig na lang daw ang iniinom ngayon ng mga gumigimik. Medyo, kasi iba yung henerasyon din namin. Walwal kung walwal. Iba na yung generation ngayon. At nakikita din naman kasi yung epekto nito sa katawan pag inabuso mo rin. So, kailangan alagaan. Honest question, Doc, para doon sa mga sinasabi nila peptides, pang mayaman lang yan. Pang mayaman nga lang ba ang peptides? Pang may kaya lang?
So since napakabago nga niya ngayon and access is limited, unfortunately, it is very pricey. So, pang mayaman siya, I guess, in proper channels, you need to really be able to afford. On average, siguro ang mga ginagastos sa mga patients ko is maybe around like 10 to 15,000 pesos a month. Pag mas madami silang peptides na ginagamit, then mas mahal pa yon. And that's also why laganap ang black market, because people want access to this even though they cannot pay that much. Pero ano ba ang gusto natin gawin? And why do I study peptide therapy? And why did we open the Philippine Peptide Society? And why do peptide doctors all around the world want us to support peptide therapy? Kasi pag mas pinag-aralan siya at mas natutunan natin like how to properly use it, safety profiles for everybody, mas generalized yung information, mas magiging accessible siya. Kung mas in-embrace ang peptide therapy ng medical community and ng mga government officials and mga departments of health all over the world, mas kaya natin tong ibigay para sa general population.
Sa mga kapatid natin na interesado, if you need to know more about peptides or you want to try it, sabi nga namin ni Doc Dino, it has to be customized. Hindi pwedeng pare-pareho tayo ng tinitake. Hindi pwedeng dyan na lamang po kayo online mag-o-order. Pangalagaan nyo po at bigyan nyo ng halaga rin yung inyong pangangatawan, yung inyong sarili. Wag lang dahil nakamura kayo, yun ang ituturok nyo. Dapat mag-research po kayo. Do your own research. At magtanong sa mga eksperto. And for those who are interested, Doc, paano ba ang sa Synergy? Paano ang proseso sa Synergy PH?
So sa Synergy PH, you can easily find us. You can find us on Facebook, on IG, we have a website. And then magbubook ka lang naman doon ng consult. And then when you book a consult, you book a time slot and then you will be matched to one of our doctors. And then once you have your initial consultation and you're able to figure out and talk to your doctor, ano ba yung kailangan mo, they will create a personalized peptide protocol for you. My doctors are also very sensitive in terms of yung budget mo. So they will probably give you a good, better, best option, fit to your budget. And then pag solid na kayo, we just send you an invoice, and then when it's paid, it's delivered straight to your doorstep. So
hindi kailangan mag-worry. Baka may mga taga Visayas, Mindanao. Pwede ba yan?
Pwede yan. Yung mga,
Pwede yan?
may madami akong favorite patients, mga taga Davao, taga
Davao,
Cebu.
Cebu, oo.
So one of the core tenets ng Synergy is to bring regenerative medicine to your doorstep.
Oo.
Gusto namin ma-empower yung mga patients namin na you can do this on your own. Self-injection seems a little bit intimidating at first, pero promise, after your first shot, ano mo, yun lang pala yun. Ganun lang yung feeling mo. Ano na yan, madali na yan.
O yan, mag-book na kayo mga kapatid para mas maintindihan nyo po kung paano nagwo-work at paano pwedeng mag-work sa inyo ang peptides. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Ang dami naming natutunan, promise.
Sorry kung masyadong nerdy.
No, mas mahalaga po, mas marami tayong natutunan. At tingnan po natin sa mga susunod pa, marami pa tayong pwedeng pag-usapan about peptides, mga kapatid. Next time, magbitbit na tayo ng talagang, diba, patotoo, like a testimonial about peptides, mga kapatid. Thank you mga kapatid sa pagsama nyo po sa amin sa loob ng isang oras at mapapanood nyo po ulit ang replay ng episode na ito sa True TV, sa Satellite at sa Signal Channel 19 sa weekend po yan. And bukas, health and wellness pa rin po tayo, katuwang ang MX3. Pag-usapan natin ang sleep disorder. Mga kapatid, anuman ang pinagdadaanan nyo ngayon, may panibagong araw ng pagharap bukas. At tandaan, kasama mo kami dito sa Perfect Mornings.
Have you been struggling with weight loss? Well, I'm sure you have because many people do. And today we're going to talk about two amazing peptides that help with exactly that. Semaglutide and tirzepatide. Let's start with semaglutide. This bad boy is like a molecular mimic of your body's own GLP-1 hormone. It is a key player in blood sugar regulation and appetite control. It's like giving your body a little extra boost in terms of regulating your blood glucose levels and helping you curb those annoying cravings. Plus, it's a long-acting formulation, so you only have to worry about it once a week. Tirzepatide, on the other hand, is a synthetic version of your body's own amylin, a hormone that's all about regulating food intake and energy expenditure. It'll help you shed those last few extra pounds, keep your appetite in check, and rev up your metabolism. So there you have it, guys. Semaglutide and tirzepatide. This dynamic duo of peptides that work in tackling diabetes, obesity, and metabolic disorders with precision and finesse. Weight loss doesn't have to be torture anymore. These peptides offer a solution that's both effective and safe. Have you been struggling with weight loss? Well,
Channel 19, nagpapatuloy ang radio drama ng buhay. Sana Lord sa True FM sa 105.9.
And you are still listening to Sana Lord. Oras natin, 10:58 mga kapatid. Nagbabalik po ang Sana Lord. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Lourdes Vera. Napakainit sa labas pero dapat cool na cool lamang ang ating kalooban.
Mainit po ang sitwasyon.
At ang dulang pinakikinggan po ninyo ay sinulat po ni Ginoong Vincent Manrique sa direksyon po ni Eric Galvez. Mga kapatid, palakpakan natin ang ating manunulat at ang ating direktor. Ngayon naman, Your Honors, palakpakan po natin ang ating mga mahuhusay na artista. Ang gumaganap na Raquel at Marie Chris ay si Cindy May Bacena. Gumaganap pong Ador at Eugene si Ginoong Marvel Ramirez. Si Conrad at si Orly naman ay binibigyang buhay po ni Ginoong Vincent Gutierrez. At sa papel na sa papel na Miriam, yan po mga kapatid, napakahusay na si Cristel Manuel.
Pinag-aawayan nyo lang ang kickback ninyo.
Mga kapatid,